short while ago, I did a video showcasing Tonex being used for something that I haven't really seen it being used for a lot, and that was capturing only the power section of an amplifier. We do this by accessing the return on the effects loop, therefore bypassing the preamp section. And in my experimentation, there can be some very interesting results, and some folks might ask, well, why would we want to do this? One reason might be that we want to pair up different preamp sections from different amplifiers, or preamp style pedals, or overdrive pedals with different power sections and different power tube types. Well, the first time around, I had captured the power section of my incredible Victory amplification V30, the Jack Mark II amp, and I'm back with another collection this time based off of the power section of my latest edition, one of my latest editions, the incredible Bogner Ecstasy 3534. The neat thing about this amp, it's got 3 power amp excursion settings, and I've captured all of those at 3 various levels of pushing that power amp, and it gives some pretty interesting results. Today I'm going to showcase those for you out of the mix and also in the mix, but I'm also going to show you how they handle captures of my MXR Duke of Tone pedal that I have created as well. All the links will be below to any of the tone models you hear utilized today in the video, both in and out of the mix, and I really hope you enjoy what you hear, and I hope you enjoy using Tonex in this way as well. All right, so here we are over in Tonex, and you'll notice that I have the naming convention for the tone models, JS, my initials, XTC Power, meaning the power section of the Ecstasy 3534. Now, you'll also notice there's a number. So what I found with this is there was 3 kind of usable gain levels within that power section when we drove the power amp a little bit harder and a little bit softer. And, you know, there's obviously you could set them in between, but there was kind of a meaningful jump between the settings I used. The D, the L, and the T refer to that power amp excursion setting that is on the amp that may seem like a subtle difference when listening to them just on their own, but I've found that when adding in an overdrive capture, an overdrive pedal, or some sort of preamp before it, that's when it makes those differences shine. Now, keep in mind, these are DI captures, so into the preset I have baked in custom IR of my Rev Amplification 212 creamback loaded cabinet, real favorite of mine, just so you have something to get started with. But the actual tone models are DI, and you can just shut that cab off and you're going to get the DI capture, or just go to the raw tone model. I'm going to showcase these on their own first, but then I'm going to add in a second instance of Tonex, utilizing some other captures I have of my incredible MXR Duke of Tone pedal, and we'll see how it handles those and the variety of tones we can get. So let's start off with just the raw power amp captures. Here I have my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s, beautiful guitar, love this very much. Let's start off on the first power amp setting. So this is going to be very clean on that D excursion setting. Neck pickup. Go to the L excursion setting. So I think you hear a difference there. A little bit darker. And finally the T. Kind of interesting to hear those different settings. Moving on to the second level of gain, or pushing that power amp a little bit harder. If you can hear that, just a little bit more breakup now compared to that first setting. Next excursion setting. Finally on the T setting. And finally, the last last level of gain. This is the power amp pushed as hard as it can be pushed. Very cool tone on its own. And that last setting. Okay, what's going to be really interesting here is let's open up a second instance of Tonex. And you're going to see that I have my captures of my tone Duke, or Duke of Tone pedal. Now you'll see that I have this setting here, D2 HD. This is denoting the different settings on the Duke of Tone pedal, but we'll just stick with that one for now. And now we can explore how it sounds with these different power amp settings. That's kind of dark and smooth. Watch what happens when I set it to the L excursion setting. Quite a different tone. Much more extreme than when we were just listening to the power amp on its own. Go to that second level of gain on the power amp now. That's without changing anything on the overdrive pedal, just the power amp settings. And the final level of gain on the power amp section. So I found it very interesting how when just playing the power amp captures by themselves, there were subtle differences, but they really got magnified a lot when we hit the front of that power amp with an overdrive pedal or some sort of saturation. So very cool, and I think that that showcases how power amp only captures can actually be quite useful. So there you have it. What did you guys think? I thought there was some pretty interesting tones there, and pretty interesting to hear subtle differences in the power amp section between those power amp excursion settings, and maybe not quite as noticeable until we add some overdrive to it. So that was kind of cool. So today I'm going to leave you on the way out with the full-blown demo video for XTC Power Ultimate Collection. The links are below for all of the tone models you heard today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for sharing your time with me. Ciao for now.